Scary Mommy has the best confessions out there. Recently, a reader dropped this one about dating, saying, quote, "It's a huge red flag to me if someone doesn't get along with their own family." So ladies, I wanna know if you agree with this, because how would you feel if your potential mate or even one of your friends didn't get along with their own family? Is that a red flag to you?
That's not a red flag to me. That might be a red flag. That something's not at all. Let me tell you, there are some toxic families out here. And there's some people that are just trying to break generational curses. They're trying to get out of the toxicity. They just don't want to be a part of that. And I actually have to applaud them for that. I think there is a difference between being a part of the drama and the chaos and it being ongoing, where it's like, I'm trashing my mother on Instagram, I'm trashing my dad, and I'm talking about it, versus peacefully stepping away and creating a separation there. I think there is a difference. If you are actively involved in the toxicity, that's a red flag. But if you've chosen to just step away and create distance there for your own well-being and the health of your mind and your family and your world, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
But wait a minute, I have to ask this question. So if Israel wasn't close to anyone in his family, you wouldn't think that he's the common denominator? You would think that the family's toxic? Because I think there's not one person in your family that you like or get along with. Like, to me, that's a red flag if someone doesn't get along with anybody in their family. Because
I think if I was able to recognize that he had a village of people, and I think sometimes family can also be the people you choose to become your family. But if he came and was raised in like a really bad situation and that he had to step away from, I'd have to actually respect that. But I think there's some questions that go into it as well. It's not just like, I'm gonna take your word for that and they're just terrible people. You know, if I think specifically speaking about like if it's his parents or his siblings, I'd be okay with that. It would have to be a much deeper conversation where I'd need to find out where this stems from, but I'd have to respect it. I wouldn't use that just automatically to be like, you the messed up one. Because that's not always the case.
That's the key, though, to have a conversation.
You can't just assume red flag.
But also, how a man treats his mother, I look at that. I mean, even though James, he didn't grow up in the best of situations with his parents, he still treats his mother with kindness and respect. And for me, that was important when I was looking at a partner, because it's I don't care what that's still your mother, and also it's a female, and it's honoring. So, you know, in some cases you won't have, you know, that doesn't mean that a person is a bad person because they're not talking to their family members. It's just something that's happening that has to break, that needs to be broken down. And you're right, Jeannie, it's got to be some type of communication issue, you know.
But Garcelle,
every case,
you're not wrong, Garcelle, in saying that if the person is the toxic one and they are the one that's attached to drama and chaos, recognize that as well. But again, that leads to a conversation, like Jeannie said.
Totally. I mean, it's all about conversations, but I agree with you, Lonnie. If a guy is not respectful to his mother, that tells you a lot about how he's going to treat you or other women in his life. And I think that's really important.
I think that we can all agree that adding a little liquor to a party can actually make it go from drab to fab. But a recent article on the site on Milwaukee decided to ask readers if they think drinking at children's events like birthday parties is really a good idea. And while some people felt like, oh, it's okay as long as you know you drink responsibly, others said that adults shouldn't need alcohol to have fun at a party. So ladies, I want to know your thoughts on this. Do you think that adults should be getting turned with the toddlers around?
Dude, if your kid's having a party, I'm absolutely turning the hell up, because that's exactly what my invitation says. You just haven't seen it. It says, come and get your auntie on. Yes.
But Jeannie, let's keep it real though. You drink and you have fun, right? You drink, you have fun. You're not a sloppy drunk. You're not an embarrassing drunk. You're not out of control. You're not making a fool of yourself. You're not showing a bad example. You are not, you know, doing things that are irresponsible. If I'm keeping it real, I had a birthday party where somebody fell asleep and people proceeded to put things on the person, like, and the child watched this person be like unconscious. Like you being
Okay,
unconscious.
that's not okay.
That's not okay.
That's not okay,
If
but
you
that's turned
are
up.
making
Like,
a
you don't
fool
wanna
of
turn
yourself,
up.
if you're starting fights, if you're knocking
Right.
things over, you can't
Look,
walk.
look.
Dangerous. Yeah, let's not be dangerous.
Listen, I've been buzzed trick-or-treating because, listen to me, we have a red Solo cup, we got wine in it, we're walking around with these kids running around.
Yes, that's how.
So,
Yes.
turned up is a different thing. I mean, I
Yeah.
grew up where you could have, you know, the adults always had drinks and we didn't think anything of it. But even if I have a birthday party for my kids when they were younger, I'd have wine for, you know, the adults. But if anybody got out of
Thank you.
control, then that's a different thing. But no one ever did.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know when
we're
you
grown up.
inviting certain people, you know who you to invite to the kids' function and who not to invite to the kids'
they're the
function,
fun
because
ones.
you know that they can go
I
a little
thought you were
less.
not saying
Jeannie,
function. I
I'd
thought you
bring
were
my
saying
crazy-
something else. To the
I'd rather
kids.
bring my I'd rather bring my
Don't
crazy
invite
drunk
Jeannie.
uncle than to pay for Bozo the clown. I'm down. Come to my party.
I would
Guys,
just
I
say
might be
if
the
it's
corny
religiously-
person with a dry party.
Right.
A dry
Like,
party.
No, that's why I bring my own liquor. So that's it.
Thank
We gotta go.
Not going to your
Those
party,
of you that
Adrian.
have dry parties.